at that Mill Springs battle.
Yeah. Yeah, the Civil War wasn't over yet. It's 1862. Battle Cumberland.
It was on the banks of the Cumberland River
Cumberland
in
River.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And Zollicoffer was the Confederate general of the Army of Tennessee. Was a brigadier Confederate general of the Army of Tennessee. And yeah, he was ordered first to go and fortify the Cumberland Gap. And actually, if
Cumberland Gap. Yeah.
Cumberland Gap, which was the sort of main way if the North wanted to invade the South through Kentucky, it would invade through the Cumberland Gap over the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So Zollicoffer, as the Confederate general, one of the Confederate generals in the Army of Tennessee, was ordered to go and fortify the Cumberland Gap, which he did actually. And if you go to the Cumberland Gap to this day,
Mm-hmm.
the ramparts that are there were built by Zollicoffer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, what's the story about Zollicoffer wearing the wrong pants or something?
No, that's not how he was killed.
Is that a myth?
No, that was, I think Papa mixed, confused.
But wasn't it friendly fire?
No, it wasn't friendly
It wasn't.
fire. Papa looked into that and told you guys that, but he confused that with a different Confederate general.
All right, so what
That was
happened?
wrong.
Yeah.
What happened was Zollicoffer led these sort of not... It was early in the war, so both the Union troops and the Confederate troops were fresh. Zollicoffer, it was really foggy, it was in January, it was cold.
Yeah, it was
Zollicoffer
foggy.
led this rally and sort of bravely went sort of, trying to give some morale to the troops.
Mm-hmm.
And a Union soldier came up. In the end, Zollicoffer was sort of left on the forefront alone with very tentative Confederate troops behind him, and a Union soldier came up and just shot him in the head
Oh.
on horseback.
And like, there's a Confederate, like in.
So there's
Yeah.
nothing to do with somebody being in the wrong
No.
uniform?
No.
Oh.
It was just really foggy. They were in the woods, and Zollicoffer was ahead of all of his Confederate troops, and this Union guy came up. Zollicoffer was on horseback, the Union guy was not. And the Union guy came up, shot Zollicoffer, who then they took off, and he died leaning against this tree,
The Zolly tree?
the Zolly tree,
Yeah.
which there's a Confederate memorial there now,
Oh,
Yeah.
and a Confederate cemetery,
Mm,
and
right.
there was every year after Zollicoffer died, this girl who had witnessed the death from her farmhouse across the road came and placed a ring of flowers around the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So the Zolly tree eventually fell down or died, but I think
Is there a monument there?
there's a
still?
monument
Okay.
there. Yeah.
And then separately, he's buried in Nashville.
So his body was captured, maybe by Union troops in the end, but they were very generous
Mm-hmm.
and gave it back to the Confederates, and he was brought back to he was
Nashville
prominent
Cemetery.
yeah, he was a prominent figure in sort of Nashville
Right.
urban life. He was a senator and a newspaper man,
Right.
and yeah, he's buried there. Yeah,
So y'all got rubbings from his grave.
yeah, Mama has one.
Yeah.
And it says something. What does it say? It's like
It's a long thing.
first General Felix Kirk Zollicoffer, who died, blah blah blah, 1862. First,
Yeah, she's got it in her office.